Relax. Make it, please. I beg. 1 minute, please. Everybody, I beg you, calm down. Then commenters, I beg you, you cannot insult panelists. Excuse me. You cannot insult commenters as well. Respect, please. Let's respect each other. We should control our emotions and let us talk constructively. We don't need to abuse and cause. We'll lose the focus. Later it's a turn to
and I'm very sorry to say this, Naimoli. Bayo needs to stop this laugh. It's getting annoying.
Yes, Bayo, please. I don't know why you're
Bayo, you need to stop. You need to stop. Now. It deflect now. If it's short for you, can't tell me say you don't know about DHL. You don't put your mouth like that. Tell me say you don't know about DHL.
And please, one final question before I drop. Please, one final question before I drop. I want us to understand one thing here, right? Because there's been, should I call it rumor? I don't know what to term it, right? But I just need clarity. So, this man has said it's free. You agree it is free, right? Or you're not sure?
Which one we say I agree it's free, it's not sure. You know, I just want to be Let me answer you now. Hold on, calm down.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm speaking with this worrying with you. Let me speak normally. Listen, the lawyer said on his document that he was paid free. That pathologist, and Muyiwa and the Baba Mohbad they all spoke to should come and tell the world why they said it was free. Simple, I'm not talk past that one. Because I don't know anything to answer you past that one. You understand?
I'm sorry, I got confused with what you just said.
Confused. Then when I explain, give on.
I got confused. You said Baba and because everything was the most that came out to say this thing toxicology is free.
Who has you have that press? You have that press.
Yes, I have it. Number 5.
Can you read that point? Can you read out that particular point? Was it third point or something? Read it out.
I think it's point 5. Let me read it out. Toxicology testing. It says, at a meeting attended by both Mr. Famuyiwa and myself, that's Odumosu, the pathologist disclosed that the European laboratory which conducted the toxicology test did so free of charge, full stop. Further says, thanks to the high pedigree of the forensic pathologist. Accordingly, Mr. Famuyiwa and Mr. Joseph Aloba should publicly disclose how the remaining funds in the GoFundMe accounts have been managed.
Okay, so what did they tell the lab to get a free? Because that means they didn't want to do anything comprehensive. And to me, who mails this? The fact that they paid to get something mailed doesn't matter to me. I feel like the lab should be put to scrutiny the way they did NMS. Did something get to them? Because it's one thing to say you mailed something and somebody paid for something, but we don't know where that thing actually went to. So to me, they need to mention the lab so the lab could be questioned directly. Like, did they get sample for this person? Because if you're saying it was free, somebody must have written the lab on their behalf on why they can afford to pay for it. So all that, I'm sorry, I feel also none of them should know. So they're saying it's free. Well, they should drop the lab's name and let people do it the same way they did NMS. I mean, I don't think that's a lot to ask.
You're responding to what you're saying. It's very simple. This is where, as we said, stupidity and actually intelligence don't go apart. Which is, you're right, is what you said. I expected them that when they were blabbing yesterday, it's very simple. Thank God for the press statement of Odumo, so that the first thing they would have done is to say, you know what, let's get a copy of that result. Number 2, go to the coroner inquest. If you feel you're not happy with the result, when you're cross-examined, refute it and let the magistrate can order the lab where it was sent to, which the address, the details will be on there. Which for sure that pathologist would have gone to the lab, to the court and presented a copy, right? So the details of the toxicology lab, even the autopsy, his own office and whatever his own address, you see if he did the autopsy, it will be there. So you can query that. You can vet it. It's very simple.
The question I want to ask.
What's wrong with that?
That's true. Okay.
So you get
me,
the
I want
answer.
to ask question, but this man, the way people who are talking, I don't even get it again. Who is the lawyer in charge of autopsy? Who asked them? Who get the court order to do the autopsy? So let the lawyer come and tell us what happened.
They filed and got the court order.
When he knows that the body is decomposed, that he cannot use the body, why do they allow them to bring that thing?
See, my darling, don't say that, because these are trained to find out cause of death. They can find it through bones. The question you should be
why are they giving us the same? Why are they giving us the same result of the last one?
Good, my darling. So that is why we need to get a certified copy of the result would explain why the word unascertained is there.
Madam, I don't want anybody to come and defend anybody here. Why are they giving us the same result?
My girl, it's common sense. Let us get a copy. They will state it there. Why? They will state why.
This question you're asking. Anne cannot answer this question you're asking.
Exactly.
She's not a pathologist now.
I'm not a pathologist, and that's what I'm saying. This time about hold on, it's very simple. What we should do,
anybody. Let
nobody's defending anybody. It's not logic here. Let them get a copy of the result. Read the full details of the result. The same way we did for NMS Lab. We scrutinized it before they went and did protest. Get a copy. Read it. Cross-examine the pathologist. And then if you like, go to court and sue so that you can the Spanish lab or whatever lab they went to do would respond to you. Olobata, he will respond to you and tell you what they found out in the body or not. Kilan, sorry, what are we saying here?
I'm sorry.
Say you are talking to illiterates, they will answer you. This is what I expect. Before they come out and start talking, that's the first step to take. You first of all, you get a copy, you read through, you see why they are said. They would, or if it's the way we look at NMS format, it will tell you what samples were sent. It would mention the samples of the organs of body that was sent to them. It will specify. It will specify the measurement. I have a copy of the NMS lab. I have it in my phone. Then the morning, I'm sure you can bring that out. It will be in that kind of line of format. That is how a toxicology or postmortem result should follow. It's common sense. If you read or do your research, that is what it will mention. The organs that were taken, what time it got to them, what state it was. And then it will begin to tell you the breakdown, what kind of testing they did. As Naimoli said, is it GCMS or whatever? It will state what testing was done. It will tell you what they were looking for. That is toxicology. Leave that aside. Autopsy, it would identify every organ of the body that they viewed. First of all, what is autopsy? You look at the autopsy is a physical examination and the internal examination of the organs. And then it will tell you at the internal organs what organs they checked. You will now use that compared with the NMS lab. Because if you pick a copy of NMS lab, if you remember, they were saying, oh, the brain intact, this one intact. You will now begin to compare. That will give you a rundown as a smart person to say, okay, let's see what this pathologist own is saying. What state was that body? Because the organs, from the time when NMS did theirs to when they were doing their autopsy, what state was the organ? They will mention it there. And then from there, you build up your case. And if you feel that you're not happy, you go to court, get an injunction, and the hospital, they will write to them. They'll be forced to answer you. And even the pathologist who consulted the autopsy will have to answer you to explain what is done. Now, let's also not forget, when the autopsy was done, it wasn't in the bedroom or in the morgue. The pathologist was there alone, because if you go with the court order, you would have said that the parties, Wunmi's party, would have to have been there when they were conducting the autopsy. So you can query all of that. It's not to come online emotionally and start arguing like idiots, like the way they were doing yesterday. The pathologist is only buruku, all those nonsense they were saying. When you don't have a copy of the result to be able to argue intellectually.
I'm sorry. After everything you just said, right? You look at the way you're speaking as a matter of fact, like, oh, they didn't go check the body, it's the kid, and you're not even a medical personnel. A pathologist that took $16 million, and you as a medical personnel knows that nothing will be found just by saying, oh, what did that see, what did that see? And you took $16 million, and you as a pathologist, I expect you to at least know that fact and because now what you're telling me, the pathologist should have, as a medical personnel, should have told the family, this thing I'm getting you for free won't bring you anything because that body is decayed, so I know nothing will be found. So to me, that pathologist is complicit. Because if you that don't have medical background is saying nothing is there,
okay, you know why I disagree, but you know why? Because pathology, when you're doing postmortem, even the bones can give you results. So the question you should ask,
but the person negotiated something that won't give them results.
Hold on now, but you don't know. We're just
no, but you just said they did it for free. So which means
if you said they did it for free, Coco, does not mean that I know why it was done for free. I haven't said that. I am saying that whatever reasons why they did for free, I told Naimoli to read the point. She said it's 0.5. He said, so obviously the pathologist has explained that to them. Now, if they don't want to say that, when they get a copy of the result, when it's cross-examined, you put that question to him.
But don't say obviously though, because then it looks like you're defending
him. Common sense now.
No, but don't say obviously, because it seems like you're defending the pathologist. Because
I'm not defending the pathologist, just knowing logic to say that, see, if you come up with something, if I come out and say, they say that this phone is not good, somebody who checked the phone will give me a report. Read the report first. Don't come online and argue blindly. Go and get a copy of the result. And read why. And when you cross-examine him, let him tell you why he's saying that. And you don't agree, you query it. You can write to the lab. And you can query his firm that did the autopsy. What is the big deal there? Do I know the pathologist man? Is it my father? No, now. It's just common sense. That is why, for me, from a logical standpoint, that is what I would do. If you have done those things, that's the same thing we did for NMS lab. Why don't they do the same thing? Go and get a copy. The judge has a copy.
What I want to say is that, Annie, the person that brought the idea of that lab to go to that lab is the person I think has the criminal mind of playing the public. Who brought that idea?
So the pathologist brought the criminal mind.
Yeah, why is he going there? Why is he going to do it for free? When people donated money.
We don't know.
Wait. Listen, they said, sorry to say something there. There was a clause. They said high profile. That's more or less like, it seems based on not even high profile. The word is thanks to the high pedigree of the forensic pathologist. Now, maybe when the pathologist went to do it, allegedly, if you know the person will get there, or those people have put him up on a high profile, like because of your pedigree, you have this kind of green card to do tests. And the kind of test they might have done might not be that comprehensive, like this GCMS.
Thank you, Lady Molly.
Is what I'm trying to make you understand.
And that is why. Thank you, Naima. That is why when we get a copy of the results, it will state what testing. Remember the NMS one? It stated what testing they ordered for. So did they order for GCMS? That is what we need to get. When you get that, then we can fire. But you don't start shooting gun like a blind person when you don't have your evidence in front of you.
If it is very comprehensive, if it is a comprehensive one to dig deep, that even if there's a chemical fraud, we would still investigate. Now, those kind of ones are more expensive.
Then you cannot ask me to say, why did they not pay? My dad,
so
you cannot, then we cannot ask
agree to pay for such amount or not.
Thank you.
Do you understand?
That's it now.
Because that's what I understood from what I read, which we've already even analyzed on it here earlier.
It's not rocket science. That's what we need to do. And that is why I'm thinking that day in the coroner inquest, for him to come out there, the magistrate has a copy. So, Mr. Wahab Shitu, which is the son, can request for it, or any other lawyer can request for it. Or if public can, then go and request for you, pay some money, you get it. We study it. Or would they not post it on that? Would they post it as they posted in NMS lab? Good and fine, they post that, then we will see it now. Then we can now talk intellectually. You can now begin to argue with facts. Then you can ask the right questions. So it's not defending pathologists. For me, that's why I would not want to engage in such things until you have that copy. Because the testing that they did will be there. They cannot play that game. The testing that they paid for will be mentioned there. And you can even Google that testing and see how much it is online. I mean, this platform is not a platform of fools now. Come on.
See, to get proper response to what is going on there, not until, because as it is, Anne is the only one on the other side right now. She's the only one that can, should I say, fact check this law, and that is why they're not coming up. Because Bayo was here, come up and defend what you believe in. There is somebody challenging you, but you're not doing it. But then you people want to stay in one platform and just debate. But there is somebody that was in this meeting that is ready to tell you people this was what was said. But you guys don't want to speak to her. I don't understand. Are they too scared to speak to her? Like, I don't get it. Like, why is Bayo not coming up to come and talk? There is no fight. Just come and explain what you know. If Anne is wrong, you say, oh, Anne, you're wrong here. But then you guys will go and sit down.
I think Bayo was asking in question, was toxicology done for free? But it's already written in page 5. So I don't know. I was on the call, so I don't know what Anne said. So
He was just trying to throw banter because I asked.
It was just trying
that question.
Don't mind it.
Yeah, he was just trying to be funny.
By the truth be told, Bio Billion, you are aware of the process of this toxicology. Come on, Tora, let's not tell ourselves lie. You know how the calls were going behind the scene, right? So don't pretend to the world. You understand? For me, if, as I said, Naimoli, all of you on this platform, I've minded my business for a long time. Ever since that shite about my daughter autism, I just stayed away. And I had my reasons, because it started getting personal. But one thing you will not do is that you won't mess up with my brain. You understand? By the grace of God, I'm not a daft head. You get? So at the end of the day, I'm telling you, Bayo, your daddy, all of you critical thinkers, now critical wankers, you were on calls when we were asking to know the process about this toxicology, or if you want to say post-mortem result, what was going to be done. And can I tell you, Naimoni, it was at that time, I'm not going to lie, it was a good, if you want to say, brainstorming group that Cret created. No lies, no capping. Forget that, okay, I'm not there. You understand? It was good. Some things were achieved, which was, at least to the best of my knowledge, brainstorming. We used to ask questions. We used to call the lawyer. We used to call him morning, night, and day. Sir, what's going on? Sir, what is going to be done? Sir, we used to do that. So you cannot come out here to the world and act as if you don't know. Like this pathologist is Odumosu that sat somewhere, and him and the pathologist was just saying that he just came and served food to Odumosu, to Muyiwa and the rest of everybody. Are you crazy? Why the lies? Why are you lying?
No, but you have to understand that Odumosu is a lawyer, which means his legal services is being paid.
He's being paid.
Benefit the client.
He's being paid, which is fine. But at the end of the day,
his advice should benefit the client, because that's why he's being hired.
At the end of the day, that man, in my own opinion, I think he did what he was told to do, or acted in good faith. If you have an issue with the pathologist result, get a copy, cross-examine the pathologist, and then take it from there. But don't come to the world and try to say, and try to malign somebody's name and say, he went and played some hanky-panky with the pathologist, as if you were never in the loop, as if you didn't, like now he mentioned that the negotiation of the funding, Muyiwa was aware. Why the games? Why are you playing up? Is the lawyer denying that he didn't know the pathologist? He's not denying that. He hasn't.
But honestly, I mean, despite that they were aware, unless he can now say for a fact that he advised them to do something more and they refused, then to me the responsibility is still on them, because you are the professional that should advise me on what would benefit my case. And unless the lawyer and the pathologist can come out and say, we told them this is the amount it will cost to do something that will make us find result, then in a way they're still part of the people of blame, because if somebody is paying you for your professional services.
But Coco, do you think they wouldn't have? I don't know.
I'm sorry. Then they need to come and say it, because
let's remember. Hold on, Coco. Remember, BJ at some point said, even if there's anything on it of our shit, they are coming down now to pick, because let's not.
I'm not going to assume they have though. Don't say we didn't say they won't have, because if you're telling me they did and these people said no, and they need to come and tell us so that we can stop wasting our time. Because if the pathologist and lawyer can come out and say, we told them this, we need something comprehensive, and
no, because if it is, that's what I'm saying, logical now. If it is a comprehensive stuff, we all know that it's going to be very expensive. GCM,
but they will still come and talk to us first now.
Wait, it is very expensive, right? But I feel it's something that is not too expensive that was done, and that's why they could give free for toxicology. If it's true that toxicology is free,
it will be
something not too expensive.
My darling, you know one question that's popping my mind, which you asked, and you're intelligent, you're smart. You said something that picked my brains, yeah? You said, what sort of testing was done? You know, that's why, you see why, if you notice why I keep hammering on something, I keep saying that, you know what? But I mean, we all talk here. For people who have access to this, what do you call it, the lawyer or the court, Why don't we get a copy of that result? Let's see what testing was paid. Because that would answer why that toxicology was done for free. I won't say more than that.
Yeah.
You know the way I talk, right? You know me.
Yeah.
The question is, because if you get a copy of that, you will see what testing was done. The question is, what did you pay for that testing? What is actually, to be honest, Naimoli, what is actually...
No, but I thought they said the testing is free. So why are they going to ask, why did you pay for that testing? Didn't they say something for free?
No,
What testing are you talking about? I'm just
free. Now, Odumosu said it's for free. Let's not forget what was told to the public is toxicology autopsy was paid for, right? And what they told the public initially is that no matter what is poured or used on Mohbad, it will be detected. A proper test, a comprehensive test will be done. And
exactly.
This is
So which means that means so the way you're implying that means we can't really say somebody is wrong unless all of them come out, because the way Moyiwa spoke too, we could say it was convinced by somebody, by a professional, which would be the pathologist or the
he needs to rest. They need to rest.
They all exactly.
And bring
everything to come out. Because to me, I can't pay somebody 60 million and that person will now go and be negotiating something cheap for me.
What the question is, if we're saying that the autopsy that they did, what findings did they find? Why then was the lab now saying, the toxicology lab was saying, you know what, okay, we'll do this for free? It could be one of two things. One simple answer here that I can just think of from my head, from just thinking from an intellectual standpoint is, okay, if you couldn't ascertain the cause of death, and let's look at it this way. What is toxicology? We all went to school. This is an intelligent platform. It's constant research. Right?
Yeah.
This corpse, you don't have that. If you know, name all of those of us in the UK or even
external checking, then in toxicology internal.
Thank you, and babe, they have access to the body. Most toxicology labs are connected to a morgue. So you can go, you are researching. The same way you go on Google and you are saying, that's what you are doing to the body.
Yes.
If you need to take the bones, you will take the bones. The worst case, if it's worse for wear, you cremate. Okay? That's it. So at the end of the day, could it be that they looked at it and said, okay, fine, we're not able to ascertain cause of death. And we've looked at it to say, it's the probability of getting the right answers is not there. Do you know what? It's nobody wanting for us to want to charge you. Maybe if they now said, okay, you know what? The family said, you know what? Okay, we want to dig in more. They could say, you know what? Fly the corpse, or are you okay with this? Can we break the bones or whatever, so we can research until we're able to find the cause of death? It's your money that is talking. Are you ready for that? Yes or no? And once you do, you say yes, then they can do whatever, as long as it takes them. That's why you see lots of CSI homicide movies. That's what they do. Don't we watch it? Don't you not see them playing with the cops like a toy? Why they go open this part, search this part? Don't you see that? Do they have access to that body? No. Are you ready to spend on it? If you are, good. If you're not ready to spend on it, then okay. So we don't know. I'm just thinking that could be. But for now, we can only be assuming here. Get a copy of the result. Put your questions to the pathologist. You're not enough? File a case. And let the lab that did the toxicology come and answer you. Comprehensively. Kind of story.
I mean, unless it was poison and all that, the answer could have actually been in the autopsy. So I don't even know if the guy did it.
We need to see. That's what we need to see. We need to see.
Wow.
You haven't seen a copy of the result, and we're just here, breaking our heads. Where's the copy? Go and get it.
Okay.
So the magistrate has a copy of that result. Let's get access to it. Read it and see. Let's know what they saw.
So, but wait. Okay. Maybe when the result comes out, sure. Okay, somebody corrected. So autopsy is also for inside and outside, but I think the more of toxicology has to do with maybe harmful substance like drugs and all that. Yeah, I think that one has to do with more of substance, chemical like drugs, and all that. Then autopsy will be more of a maybe breakage or something, or skin to see for any defect or something.
Breakage, stab, like if they did the autopsy well, they could have found anything external and external, like stab.
Even the autopsy step. The reason why I'm even worried about the autopsy is the fact that, sometimes, you know how people have cancer, they go to MRI. You know that thing they pass the body through, right?
Yes.
Do they have the machinery to do that? But how would you see the bones to see if there was any crack on the bones or anything? Or even the head? How would you see that?
They have MRI in Nigeria now.
Okay, did they do that to the autopsy? Did they do it?
Well, that's what we asked the pathologist now.
Okay, now, so you wait now. Who is going to coroner? They show you're going.
Well, that's the job of the lawyer now. First of all, I'm so sorry.
What are you saying, Coco? Is the pathologist that would
well, but first of all,
pathologist what he knows?
And honestly, I'm not against you or wherever your position is, but the point is, Odumosu